The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
And somehow or another, it became Tuesday. That quick. Yeah. 77 as you're waking up. We're going to be hot today again. We got 101 on the thermometer side coming in. That's what it'll feel like. Now, the temperature will be about 93, 94, somewhere in there. But it's going to be a hot day at the Neshoba County Fair, and expect showers to roll in about 1 o'clock, just to get that red mud just all caked up and all over you.
And the humidity, it's going to be great for your hair. So.
It will be. Mm-hmm. Check it out. Lots going on at the Neshoba County Fair. Friday will be the ending of it. Can you believe it is getting that far along in this?
I know it. I know.
Tomorrow, most likely, will be Meridian Day at the fair, as we keep having all these politicians show up, and they won't hush. They just keep talking.
I know.
Founders
They're good
Square.
at that. They're good at talking.
Been a lot of famous folks roll through there. As we remember, Ronald Reagan made it there one year. Trump almost made it. Don Jr. was there that first year, if you all remember that.
It's a really neat place if you've never been there. It really is a lot to do. A lot of, families get together and stuff. So I like the horse races. I've said that before. I think that's fun.
It's never grabbed my fancy, but I know a lot of people love that.
Yeah, it's neat.
I'm always there for the chair races. A lot more fun to watch people run over one another. Speaking of Philadelphia, the Philadelphia Police Department has been busy. I don't know if everybody's seen this, but they had a couple of boys that were vandalizing cars in Philadelphia. And before long, it was over at Geyser Falls.
Huh.
Hard to believe I was there for the grand opening of that, but yes, many moons ago. And a police pursuit began. And yep, they have caught them as we pull this up from the Philadelphia Police Department. There's the scene. And here's the two individuals that were arrested. They'll get to help out that. Eric Clark helped out with that. They tried to get away, and they blocked the road there at Highway 15.
Well, I'm glad they caught them.
Yeah, don't need all of that.
Nothing like working hard for what you have, and somebody just comes along and, doesn't think twice about tearing it up.
The two kids that were missing up in Alcorn County, if y'all remember that, they put out a missing alert for children.
Right.
They were in their early teens. They've been found. I can only speculate as to why they were missing, but they have been returned to parents.
Found safe.
Yes, and a big conversation going on right now at home, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Ooh. Yeah, I'd have a few words for mine.
That would not be good.
If they scared me like that, yeah.
That's worse than showing up late getting home.
Well, nothing's worse than worrying like that about somebody.
So do you ever come in? Do you ever come in late?
I came in late, but I always usually told my mother where I was.
Right, but you just left out that part sneaking out the window. You look like a window. You are a window sneaker.
No, I did not sneak out the window. One time I stayed at a friend's house and we all snuck out, and I was scared to death. I was that one going, "We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get in trouble. We're going to get caught." So that wasn't my thing. But
so she tells us now at 40.
At 48.
I was being nice.
You were being nice. Yeah,
I didn't bring that up.
Yeah, 40.
We brought this up yesterday morning. I didn't know many details about this, but I got a text while we were live on the air that something had happened in Macon, Mississippi at the bank up there. And as we get into this, it actually happened on Saturday. Somebody went through the drive-thru at the bank with something behind them that caught the roof of the building. I have never seen an entire roof collapse like this. I want to show you pictures of this.
Though. Goodness.
This is Macon, Mississippi at the First Bank. Look at this. It's leveled.
Oh, my goodness.
Macon PD on.
I don't guess anybody got hurt.
No, they didn't.
Goodness.
But all that's cleaned up now, and it's back to normal, but golly, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
I
guess they just didn't realize how tall their vehicle was that was going under there. Maybe.
If you're going, where's Macon, Mississippi, if you're watching? If you go due north, if you're headed up to Stark, Vegas there to a ball game, it'd be the second four-way stop that you run up on. Right there is where all the action went down yesterday. Gosh. I remember my milk days when I delivered Elsie when I was in radio and done milk during the day and radio at night. Long time ago. We have to, as always, I like to thank people when they go above and beyond of what they do. A bunch of volunteer fire departments were called out. I think Collinsville was a part of it. Meehan and a couple of more. Sickalina was involved in this as a structure fire happened yesterday just off of Old 8th Street Road. Let me pull this up so you can see here. This is Old 8th Street Road here. Here's Walmart. This is Old 8th Street Road as you'd go past the Rustler and out this way. And eventually that ends up in Nellyburg. But right about there, a shed caught on fire yesterday afternoon. And they were there quite a while. I thought it was just a little bitty thing. Then I started getting text about this. But a dog was trapped inside. Smoke boiling, fire going, and the firefighters were able to save the old pup there.
Good.
When they got it out, he come out wagging his tail, I understand.
Well,
Makes you feel good.
Oh, yeah. That would be awful to lose your little dog. So it was in a shed, not the house.
It was
like
behind.
that. Okay.
And I don't know how big. I wasn't on scene, but I got a lot of text about it. And had gasoline in it. Things that everybody keeps in their shed that'll cause things to go spark.
Yeah, I saw somebody say that was the dog is a miracle. That is a miracle. If it had gas in there and he made it out.
Oh, smoke there. I got another story coming up in a little bit about a dog that saved somebody. It's kind of like a Lassie moment. Okay. Dogs are smarter than you think.
They really are smart. Yeah.
If you haven't gotten a pet of your own, I urge you to go by one of the facilities in town that you can adopt a pet because they truly are man's best friend. If you need somebody to keep you company, and they like you when nobody else does.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they are really smart. We've got one that, Reese. Reese was the neighborhood
Terrorizer.
terrorizer when Kurt lived over here near everybody. Everybody was scared to walk down the road.
Last week, 3 18-inch tires gone. Kurt's had to replace those.
No, really, though, when we drive up in our driveway, when he sees us coming, we have a long driveway. When he sees us coming, he clears the whole property.
Turned over 3 Yugos last week, too. Big old dog. But dogs do that. And you can leave a room, and 30 seconds later, it's like you've been gone 2 weeks. They're happy to see you again, all over, wagging that tail.
I know.
If you could only convince your wife to be that happy when you get home.
Yeah. You just have to be nice and do things for her.
I wanted to say this. We got, I get pictures in each day. We do appreciate y'all. If you've got a picture you think is cool, send it to us. We share those throughout the day. These are exceptional that were sent in yesterday that I wanted to share. This was taken out at Key Field on Sunday afternoon. The guy's name is Scott Stevens, and he's quite the photographer. Let me show you these. This is of the plains. Look at that.
That is so pretty.
As we go through these, there's another shot there. The sky was perfect. The rain on the... Look at that.
That's really, really pretty. Yeah, the reflection of them.
That's a great picture to take and have printed out and put it on the wall. So that a boy. But if you see something that is just excites you, take a picture of it. We'd love to share it. You can reach us at Scotty Ray Report on Facebook. Send it to us on YouTube, or just simply email it at ScottyRay1969 at AOL. And that'll get you to me.
I love sunset pictures. They're so pretty.
They are. It's always
sunrise too.
Sunrise is always the beginning of a new day, a new chance to make wrong what you done yesterday. Unless you're grumpy and you're not going to change your ways.
Make right of the wrong you did yesterday. You said make wrong of what you did.
Oh, did I? Whoops.
We know what you meant, though. Yeah.
I sometimes get tongue-tied. Appreciate the fixing there. Occasionally, we have to go to Jackson. We have to go somewhere else. And I want to remind you, this is coming up tomorrow night if you're going to be traveling I-20. Always good to know what's up, because it will be a detour. They're going to, once again, work on the highway there. And you pull this up. This is I-55 as an I-20. Westbound lane there if you're headed out of there. You're going to have to detour up 55, circle back up to 220, and then come back down to go around all of this to Vicksburg, or if you're going on to Louisiana. It will be probably 20, 25-minute delay there of the route that you have to take.
Goodness.
But we've got that shared on the page if you want to stare at that a few moments. 8 p.m. is when they will shut down I-20, Friday night, the 29th. Today is the 26th, isn't it? So...
That'll be kind of aggravating for truckers, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, it will be. But those dips, you know how Jackson is all the way over to Vicksburg, how the road caves in. They just don't have a good foundation over there. That's one of the things. As we look at things that went on overnight, we did have a couple shots reported in the area. Now, again, when I passed these along, no one was hurt. No one was injured in these that I'm about to show you. It was just that, hey, I heard it outside my house, and I thought you might want to know. Our first place that we go to is going to be right off of 493, back in this subdivision, this area here that connects to Highway 39, back in the 15th Avenue area. A gunshot was reported in there. No one hurt, but they did hear it. So it did happen. It's just no evidence of it, so to speak. We also had another one. This would happen just due north. We'll look at this, where Magnolia Cemetery is. It's going to be northwest of there, up in this area, 36th Place, right along in there. And that would be north of Highland Park if you travel that area, right along in there, up near the Meridian Activity Center. A shot was fired. No one hurt again, but it does make you have concerns of what's going on in the neighborhood.
Right.
And we're going to be speaking to a young lady here in just a moment that her husband was at a neighborhood watch the other night talking about things like this. I like to call her the first lady of Meridian. I think that's what you refer to as the high sheriff's wife, isn't it?
Yeah.
Miss Diane will be in just a moment. We're going to talk to her. She knows all about these meetings like this, where her husband goes off to. But if you don't have a neighborhood watch in your program, and whether it's in the city or in the county, it's good that if you live just in a rural route, that you have 4 or 5 people that are on a text message with each other, at least to let each other know what's going on.
Right. It really is good. Like if you see something that's out of the ordinary, just give somebody a text or a call, like he said. I mean, it really is a good thing.
I remember growing up in Scuba, Mississippi, and then you get that phone call, hey, they're passing out them pamphlets again. Don't you come to the door. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't you open the door on those people.
Look, we have, there's several on our road, and we'll talk back and forth. And I used to get a phone call like years ago from our neighbor going, you have a gray truck going down your driveway. Do you know him?
And that's what it's all about.
And I was at work, yeah.
It's community. And you should do that to help one another out. Y'all don't rush off. Miss Diane Solly is going to be speaking with us next yet about an event that is coming up in Meridian that's near and dear to her and does so much for the community. We'll find out from her, and we'll ask her some questions about being married to the sheriff. I just got to. I mean, things you want to know.
He's got to go there. You know that.
All that's on the way with Scotty, Ray, and Candace.
Don't ask me no questions and purchase your tickets for the Skinner Brothers Band, a tribute to Leonard Skinner. Make the Temple Theater your sweet home on July 29th, along with local favorites Fuzzy Jones and the Roadhouse Atlanta. Call 601-693-5353 for tickets.
The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings this week. Fresh peaches, $1.99 a pound. Idaho potatoes, a 5-pound bag, $2.99. Green bell peppers, 99 cents each. Dixie Crystal Sugar, a 4-pound bag, $2.89. Family Pack Center Cut Pork Chops, $2.29 a pound. And certified Angus Beef T-Bone Steaks, $10.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
If you're getting ready to purchase land, make sure you have it surveyed. Contact our friends at the Woodlands Group. Maybe you're selling land, dividing land up. Whatever the case is, the Woodlands Group can help you there. They handle residential and commercial clients. And again, they specialize in property line location, site plans, and a whole lot more. Maybe you have a construction project, and they have the latest equipment to make sure it's done right, including drones. Call Justin Palmer or Brandon Briggs at the Woodlands Group, Surveying Solutions. And welcome back, Scotty, Ray, and Candace. And as I promised, our special guest this morning, isn't she lovely? Let me get a close-up of her so y'all can just see how lovely she is. Miss Diane Solly is here. And how is it being the high sheriff's wife?
It's often very busy.
I bet it is. Constant phone calls, and you have to put up with a lot, don't you?
Well, he's not too hard to put up with.
So what is his favorite, in case you're trying to get out of a minor traffic thing, what's his favorite dessert in case he pulls you over that you could kind of like bribe him with?
I hate to tell you, but that doesn't work.
It doesn't?
No, Scotty.
If you get a ticket, you're just stuck with it because
Man.
you violated the law.
See, I was going to get Candace to whoop up his favorite and just carry it around from now on.
Well, I don't even know. Yeah. No.
Well, since he is actually a pastry chef himself, taken after his dad in that regard, you'd have to be pretty good to beat his dessert cooking.
So does he do most of the desserts around the house?
He's the only one who does
You
desserts
are kidding
around
me.
the house.
So what is Billy's best dish? What would you call that?
Well, he does a great pecan pie. That was his dad's recipe. Carrot cake. He does great carrot cake and pound cake. Those are probably the three that he makes the best most often when he cooks desserts.
I think next time he's on the show, he needs to bring us a sampler.
We almost need like a contest in between officers of who has got the best dish that they can cook and see if Billy can hold that title. I think that'd be pretty neat.
We did ooey gooey bars last night. I did those. Have you ever had those?
Don't know what it is.
It's really good, and I'm sure very fattening. So.
Ain't nothing wrong being chunky over some good food now.
Goodness.
The older you get, it really doesn't matter. But it does with you because you're like a fitness expert over there.
Oh, I don't know. I like to eat. That's the reason why I have to work out.
So you've got an event coming up that you're helping out with, and it's called the 9/11 Stair Climb. Am I correct on that?
That's correct. We're going to have the 4th annual 9/11 Stair Climb. It will be on September 11th. And we will actually climb the stairs at the parking garage of City of Meridian. And we will climb the same number of flights as they did on the day of 9/11, which actually will happen to be 111 flights. So you will climb those stairs 19 times.
Let me write that down.
19 times to represent what occurred on 9/11. And we'll do this to honor the memory of first responders who were lost that day and to honor our first responders and raise money for our local first responders here.
No, because things do happen. You and I were talking before Candace got in this morning. Little incidents happen, and everybody needs a little help once in a while, don't we?
Certainly, and that's what we're trying to do is we have a fund that we set up through the Community Foundation of East Mississippi as a nonprofit that we partner with them, and the money we raise goes into an account there, and then if a local first responder has some sort of need, whether it be medical or they've lost their home in a fire or anything like that, then they can apply for these funds, and then we will be able to help assist them in a nominal way with emergencies that they might have.
Give me an example of this in the past. Give me some examples of some different situations where people were helped.
Well, we've had a City of Meridian officer who lost his home to a fire.
That's a big need.
That's a big need. Total loss of everything. Medical situations where an individual may have an injury and need assistance with medical bills, or their immediate family member, a child may have some medical bills. Maybe they don't have enough time off for work and they will be out of pay. So, different needs like that we've been able to meet. And this is for any first responder in our area. So not just law enforcement, but firefighters, EMTs. So any first responders we're able to try to assist. And that's the reason why raising these funds are so important to us, is that we have the money to be available in that time of need to help those who help us in our times of need. So we want to be able to assist them.
And I'm glad you brought that. And I want to point this out. A lot of folks know it, and then there's some people that just don't realize, this type of work doesn't pay a lot of money. It is not one of those. People are really good at what they do. It just is not the most, they're not paid tons and tons of money. And it's tough to get by. And they give their all each day out there. And every now and then things come up. They need a little extra help there. And this is what this is going to do to help them.
Yes, it's a definite calling when you're in.
Yeah, it's a love type thing.
It's a calling, and it's in your blood, and we just want to be able to give back to them in that time of need. And so we want people to come out and support us on that day. It will actually occur on 9/11, which is a Sunday, and we're going to do it at 6 o'clock in the evening, where it's not quite as hot. Obviously, it'd be hot. And we will do both competitive and non-competitive. So you can do it just like you would do a 5K, and we'll have it timed. And so we will give awards for the fastest, and then we'll do team competitions as well. And that will be...
How does that work?
Well, a team of 4, and the registration for the team of 4 is $60. If you're an individual, it's $25, and that's for competitive, and non-competitive would be $22. All of that will get you a shirt, and if you happen to place, a medal. But we will also have, I guess, what you call participation medals. If you complete the stair climb, you can get a medal as well. But we'll have teams of 4, and there'll be competitions that will be law enforcement against law enforcement or first responders, but any team of 4 can compete. So if you just have 4 people who want to get together and compete, they can be a team as well. And we had quite a number of teams last time. We haven't done this since before the pandemic. 2019 was the last time.
And this is can you believe this has been going on 3 years? Seriously, y'all.
Yeah.
So this is our fourth one, so we're really excited to bring this back to the community and help our local first responders.
Don't you have a shirt where you can show us what the shirts look like?
I do. So this is the shirt, if you can kind of see. We have a flag on there that shows all first responder groups as well. And so it may be a bigger flag. I'm not sure what the design will be this year. And then if you're a sponsor, your logo can go on the back or your name for the group. And so we are looking for sponsors, not just registration for people who want to compete or just do the stair climb. Obviously, that's one way to help us. But we're looking for community partners to sponsor with us and maybe donate some funds that will go directly into the account as well.
So how do we go back, get in touch with you? Say you're watching, you want to donate, be a sponsor. What do you do? Who do you call?
Well, obviously, you can reach out to me, and you can find me on my Facebook page, Diane Solly. But we also have a 9/11 Stair Climb page, and you can go to that page and message us through it or on Facebook for it and get in contact for our committee. If you want to just sign up for the run, you can go to timetorun.net, and the 2 is numerical, timetorun.net, and sign up for the race that way as well.
I was trying to see if I could get there in time. I may not be able to click on the right one, but I'll find it here in just a little bit, and we'll share some of this of what you can see there.
I think we have it's the 4th annual 9/11 Stair Climb, I think, is the group, and we have a lot of pictures up there from the previous stair climbs, so you can kind of see what the event looks like. It's very awe-inspiring to come out and watch these people in full gear climb the stairs and us support them and do this in memory of those who lost their life. But then just to be out there and raise some money. There you go. That's the page right there. And if you scroll through that page, then you'll find all sorts of pictures. That's from the last one in 2019. And you'll see all sorts of pictures of officers, firefighters.
Do they actually do all this equipment on?
They do. We will have first responders who will climb in all of their gear. And they will climb just like occurred at 9/11. And so you can imagine how hard it is for them to make that trek. It's hard enough for us to try to climb those stairs, which we're doing 19 times if you're climbing them. So it'll be 19 times up and down those stairs in the parking garage.
That is some serious...
Especially in a situation like what they had to go through. I can't even imagine.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Wow. I was clicking through the pictures here, and it takes some gumption to go through that.
And it does, and they have no notice of when they're going to have to respond to something like that, as certainly as they didn't on 9/11. And even in our local community, if they have to respond to something, they don't get a notice that they need to go out like I'm trying to do and climb stairs every day so that I can do it. So they don't get to do that, so they have to be prepared.
I hate to admit this, but the view up there on top of the parking garage is gorgeous. I've never been above the first floor. It's the height thing with me, but it's gorgeous up there.
It is gorgeous, and there's a nice wide open space up there, and so it nicely accommodates a lot of people, and it's beautiful at sunset. The fire department will bring out their big truck and will hang up a flag, and it will just be a gorgeous evening and beauty to see, and we'll decorate it up there in honor of those. And so we really invite everybody to come out and participate, even if it's just we have two stairwells we use, the one that is for competitive and then the non-competitive. So if you're on the non-competitive and you just want to walk a couple of flights and you decide you're through and you just want to come out and be part of it, we invite you to do that too. We want everybody to come out and be a part of this. It's on a Sunday evening, so it'd be a perfect time to bring out your youth groups, your church groups, and be part of that on a Sunday night as well.
Now, how long do we have to sign up? Is it can you go up to the day of it, or do you have a deadline of you don't get in after this date?
Well, you can sign up to the day of, but we're encouraging everyone to go ahead and sign up by August 15th to ensure that they're going to get a T-shirt.
Oh, that makes sense.
A T-shirt and a participation medal if you complete it.
Now,
so that's our deadline to get that.
You mentioned something about a running, a 5K run. Is that true? You've got that also in the works?
Yes, we're partnering with the Stronger Together Foundation, and they're going to sponsor a 5K run on September 10th, the day before, on Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at the lawn of City Hall. and it is to bring awareness to veteran and active duty military suicide. And there's 22 suicides that occur a day for veterans. And so the money raised for this will go towards families of those who have lost loved ones who've committed suicide that are either active duty or veterans. And it's my understanding that we've had some from our local community. And so this money stays local as well. That is something I should mention about both events. All proceeds stay local. All proceeds are administered by the Community Foundation of East Mississippi, and all the money stays local. They'll have lots of fun events at this for the family as well, besides just the run. So they'll have the 5K run, but they'll have a 2.2-mile walk just to honor those veterans, and then a 1-mile fun run. So they'll have a lot of fun events that Saturday morning as well. So do one event or both events. Both can be signed up for at timetorun.net. Again, that 2 is a numerical 2.
I think this is a wonderful tribute to all of these things. These families that you mentioned that have gone through losing loved ones. I can't imagine what they went through, back when 9/11 was going on. And then the suicide with the military. And first responders. A lot of us go to our jobs every day and we come home and we can forget about it for the day and we go back the next day. But these people, they cannot do that. A lot of military first responders also, they carry that home with them. Things that they've gone through, they carry it home with them. And I think it's good that you're bringing awareness to these things and remembering them and remembering their families. It's a wonderful thing. So we thank you.
We got several comments of folks remembering you back from the old pump house days in Meridian.
Many, many, many years ago. Yes, Billy and I worked out way back then as well. And
Dawn says you taught her in college. Now, what did you teach when you were a college professor?
I retired from MCC in 2015, and I taught criminal justice. Imagine that.
Wow.
That's how the sheriff and I met, was through law enforcement.
He was trying to break a case, and he was on a stakeout?
Well, I actually was a police officer from Meridian Police Department, and that's how we met when I first graduated from college. And then after that, I went on to teach at Meridian Community College and taught sociology and criminal justice and was the division chair for the social science department. And then I've since retired, and now I teach adjunct for them. I teach online classes for them still.
I got another question. Does Billy snore? Everybody's wanting to know if the sheriff snores.
Rarely, only if he's super tired. Probably like most of us.
Goodness.
I probably snore more than him. I don't know. You'll have to ask him.
You're right. When you are like dead beat tired, you do go to snoring. My wife tries to claim I do. I don't think she makes all that up. She actually did say that after I'd had my little medical procedure, I'd quit. I don't know if I've gone back to it, but she said that it made me stop.
Goodness.
Maybe sleep apnea.
Yeah, sleep apnea can cause like major snoring.
I've always been scared to go get, because you have to get in that little thing, they hook you up all night, don't they, and test you?
Well, Kurt did his at home. They have a home one now that you can take home and do. So it's pretty, and it was accurate too. I mean, he really had issues.
So, all right, we're looking for the best pie in town. Billy's going to win this with the pecan pie.
Pecan pie.
Can't wait to try this. And we invite you to come back and visit with us as this event gets closer. For the Stair Climb.
We would love to come back, myself or someone else from the committee, just to promote it, remind people of it, remind people of the deadline, and get them to come out and support us in these efforts.
Okay, well, thank you for dropping by. You're more than welcome to stay the rest of the show with us. We'll throw some more questions at you if you're up to it, but if you've got to go, we understand also.
Yes.
Well, thank you for having us, and we really appreciate getting the word out there.
Yes, ma'am. You have a great day. And again, Miss Diane Solly, that's Billy's wife over there. If you've never had the opportunity to meet her before, this is the lady behind the man. What is the saying that there's always a strong woman behind every man? That's her.
Yes.
There you go. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
As we turn to talk about our friends over at Chet's Paint and Body, you've heard us mention them before. What do? Well, they do a great job at what they do, and that's taking care of cars. Small dings, big dings, whatever the case is, they've got that for you. If you've been involved in a wreck, a head-on collision, maybe it was just a little bump at a red light, they can fix all of that. 737-2961 is that telephone number to reach them. Now, they're going to help you in any way that they can to do this, from minor stuff to a little bitty scratch to something major to where, well, you didn't like it. They'll fix it for you there. That's Chet's Paint and Body. Drop in and visit them. This is the paint booth there. They'll take care of it for you. Professionals that do this every day is what they do. Chet's Paint and Body, again, in Center Hill, where they'll process the insurance work, take care of you, all of this stuff. Chet's Paint and Body. Drop in and visit with them. You'd be glad that you did. Great folks. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is having a 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. Absolutely no sales tax on used firearms. 25% off all gun cleaning and gun care accessories. And a free box of ammo with every purchase of a new Glock pistol. 50% off all pawn electronics. 50% off on pawn tools. 25% off on all jewelry. Huge markdowns throughout the store. It's the Rockhouse 10-year anniversary celebration blowout. 5430 Highway 19 North.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Drop in and visit them there at the Square Peg, directly across from the Neshoba County Co-op by the railroad tracks. Great folks. You'll find something you want in there.
Yes, and very helpful. I went in one time looking for something, and it's super nice, very helpful.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So many neat things in there.
Ooh, Donna Evans tells me that she loves my shirt. I call this my watermelon shirt. Mm-hmm. I got it for Christmas one year.
It's a pretty shirt. I like it.
You know, and I pull this on, and Kenai, who filled in for you while you were out, Debbie, somebody had posted a picture of me and Debbie of They Remember the Day, and I wore the shirt, and Debbie didn't catch it that they posted. And the shirt's like 20 years old is the reason I wore it, and she didn't catch it. I just want to say that Debbie is slipping in her older age on being the detective that she used to be.
Oh.
Let's take a look at what's going on today in history as we look back of a few things. I've often wondered, and I'm sure there's an explanation for this. United States Post Office, their logo, is that an eagle?
I think I always thought it was an eagle.
It may be, but today marks it. It was established in 1775. Huh. I guess that is. It's a strange looking logo there.
I always thought it was an eagle. No, I mean, unless it's like the front of an airplane or something. I don't
You
know.
post office boys, let me know what that is. It's bound to mean something extra special. 1926, this guy was born. You would know him first from the Andy Griffith Show.
Yes.
He made several appearances on there.
He was an artist. Like, he played the guitar.
Got locked up.
Yeah, he did.
Had to sing his way out of jail. And he could sing. But you would know him most likely from the klutzy sheriff that chased the Dukes every day. James Best was born on this date back in 1926. That's him in Flash. And you've got to say he really played that part.
Roscoe P. Coltrane. Yeah.
You have to do it that way.
He did play a really good part.
If you go back to those first episodes, they had Roscoe at more of a, they had him more klutzy toward the end there. In the beginning, he was the big bad sheriff and answered the boss, and it just changed direction after about the fourth or fifth episode there. But boy, I sure liked him.
Flash.
Yeah.
His dog.
Who remembers the song Drift Away? Do you remember that?
I think I do, yeah.
Think she does, maybe. Dobie Gray was born on this day back in 1942. What a big song. If you'll remember, Uncle Cracker went back and re-recorded that song. But Drift Away.
Is it the Gimme the Beach Boys?
Free My Soul.
I know that one.
1943, I can't name any song that he's done. It's been many. He's different, is what I'll say. Mick Jagger was born on this date. You a big Mick Jagger fan?
No. I mean, I listened to his music back in the day. I mean, yeah.
Mick Jagger. They're still out there somewhere making their way to the stage. This woman next is one of the most gorgeous women that you will ever bump into. She's really held together through thick and thin through all the years. She was born in 1945, and I think you pronounce her last name Helen Mirren?
I think so. Yeah.
She's been
She
in
is a pretty
so
lady.
many movies.
Now, she's British, shouldn't she?
Couldn't tell you.
I think. Maybe I'm wrong. But she's very pretty, yes.
She was in that movie with Sylvester Stallone. Was it Red, where it had all the washed up guys on there as they build it there, and they were criminals trying to break into something? She was good in that. I remember this girl when I was little because she was always on TV doing something, or on the Box of Life cereal. Yeah. Who remembers Dorothy Hamill? She was born in 56 on this day. Yeah.
She made her haircut famous. They called it the Dorothy Hamill.
I called it the short. Well, I won't say what I called it. Jennifer Clark said it was Give Me the Beat Boys. Raise Hands, I don't know that one.
I said Beach Boys.
Give Me the Beat Boys, Free My Soul.
Excuse me.
1959, he would make his mark, and he's been accused of so much lately, and I hear that he's trying to make a comeback. He's made a bunch of headlines as Kevin Spacey was born on this day.
Yeah.
He did play the part of Frank very well in House of Cards. I'll give him that. And what was that about? I can't remember the name of the movie, so I'm going to hush. 1964, this girl was born. She's done so many movies. She's great at what she does. A great actress.
She is good.
Sandra Bullock was born on this day. It is a ton of celebrities. I don't know what went on July 26th for this many to be born.
I know. It is a lot of them, though. Gosh. Yeah, but every time I see her, I think of either two movies. I think of the one where she was driving the bus and it was out of control.
Yeah.
And the other one where she is in the movie with Betty White, The Proposal. That was a cute movie.
See, I keep thinking of, what was it, Miss Congeniality, where she played the FBI agent?
Yeah.
It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Wasn't the greatest. She was very tomboyish. Is that the word?
Yeah.
And then she got dressed up and they were all like, wow, she's a girl.
That was pretty funny, though. Yeah.
You'll remember this next guy. He plays the part of a fighter very good. And he's quite the driver. If you remember the movie Transporter, I think they made 3 of those. He's been in a bunch of other movies too, but Jason Statham. Did I pronounce that right?
I think so.
Statham,
I think so.
He had a movie that was based in Louisiana where he's like an ex-cop, and he goes, I think it was called Home. Boy, if you ever get a chance to watch that movie, do that. Where him and his daughter moved back after his wife passed away. Yeah. Good show. 1975, and there's a lot of you that's going to go to humming this when I bring up this song because
I'll have it stuck in my head all day.
all day. Let's do the hustle.
Do the hustle.
It was number 1 back in 1975. I can remember my sister listening to that all the time. The good old 70s there.
Yep. I was watching the other night. They had a tribute to the 90s country music. It was the best thing. And they had like people who were singing 90s music in the country. That was a really neat thing.
I could, if they still had that name, that tune, I could win that from country music. Lori is over here. Lori Moore is trying to say that Jason is some type of good-looking man, in her opinion.
Jason Statham?
Yeah, that's what she's up to there. JJ says that she played a great part in The Blind Side.
Yeah, she did now. I didn't even think about The Blind Side. She did play a good role in that.
William tells us, back in 1970, the U.S. Post Office came up with that logo, and it is an eagle. I'm glad to know that now. See, I learned something out of that.
I thought that's what that
And Maureen says she is British. Maureen is.
I thought, well, Maureen is, but we were talking about the other lady, remember?
Right. That's what she
Mirren,
says. You
Helen.
are right. She is British.
Yeah. Okay.
So there you go. 1980, I have to say this is probably a horrible song. But because it is 2 legends, I'm going to bring it up. It did go number 1 on this date. But if you remember, anybody even realize that Clint Eastwood ever sang a song? Anybody out there remember this?
I did not know. I thought that was Clint Eastwood. The picture was a little bit blurry.
Yeah. Merle Haggard and Clint came up with Barroom Buddies on this date. Now, let's don't go off on a limb and say that Clint actually sang. He kind of talked. We're barroom buddies. That's about the most he'd done it. But it did go number 1 on this date. Hard to believe that. That was 1980. I was a kid when that was happening.
Gosh.
Jason lived in her hometown, she said.
In England, yeah.
I'm telling you, he does that part of those fight scenes like no other. He's good at what he does. I like him. And he was in that movie to where the prison racing. I don't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
And then another one called The Mechanic. So a lot of good movies that he's been in. One of my favorite actors there. It's not many of them that you can go, yeah.
That Transporter, didn't he he got rid of he'd transport stuff and then he would get rid of evidence.
Well, they hired him for whatever. He would never looked at the product. You gave it to him, and he delivered it without looking at it. And it was that woman in the trunk that kind of gave it away. He had to look at her.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's being chased by people.
Yeah.
It was good, though. I like that a whole lot.
Yes.
A few of the things that happened on this day, and I really couldn't find anything. That's sad that I hadn't found anything since past 1980 to brag about that happened on this date. But, well, that's the truth. I'm sure there's some other things. I just didn't find it. Let's talk about our friends over at Snowden. What are they doing today? Well, they're selling homes, and it could be yours. Maybe you're looking for a new home. Visit with them. Tell you more about it there at 453-3937, or just do this. Grab your computer or your phone and go to snowdenrealestate.com. You can look at all the different homes, see the different folks that's bought from them, and take a look and browse around at a home before you even go look at it. It gives you a different perspective of a home if you want to go look at it. From Northeast to Bailey to DeKalb, Mississippi, on out to where maybe you want to live on the water. Several places you can do that. Dalewood included. Now, Clark, Neshoba, Newton, Lauderdale counties, all these people are included in this. They can sell your homes there. And included now, they've expanded to Brandon, Flowood, Madison, Forest, Mississippi. All of these areas. See them. Now, she'll help you out, pick out the home that you want, even out at Lake Ross Collins there. Plenty to choose from there, from Marion all the way around. Find your next home. This is Amanda. She started this company. She's real good. I've known her forever and a day. She's a certified real estate negotiating expert, designated seller representative, and this is her staff. You'll find them there in Poplar Springs. 453-3937. Drop in today. Visit with them. Find out why so many people use them. Spring is here, and it's time to quit spending all of your weekend cutting grass when you could step up to a Skag zero-turn mower. Freeman Tractor in Collinsville has the #1 rated zero-turn mower, Skag, with cutting widths from 36 inches to 72 inches. Skag, the #1 choice of professional landscapers because they know nothing outcuts or outlasts a Skag. 0% financing for 48 months with payments starting as low as $129 a month. Stop by Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 and see coleslaw or buttermilk.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Welcome back with Scotty, Ray, and Candace. As we learned that, well, Clint did used to sing. Britt Gully says he sang in the movie Paint Your Wagon. Death Race was the movie that Jason Statham was in. And then William says that he used to sing rock and roll, hurt his vocal cords, and he talked about that on Johnny Carson's show at one time.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Learned a lot about old Clint. Something to pay attention
We had
to.
some footage of him singing from years back.
Clint.
That'd be neat.
Well, if he is not the perfect example of the cowboy way and the American dream, and he's just a poster child for it. He was good at what he did. Yeah. Mississippi now has our very first documented case of monkeypox. Y'all watch out. I've been looking over here since she's shirtless over here, armless, and no sleeve on. I don't see anything.
I think I'm pox free.
You're free now. You're going to be all right. But kind of scary, us having our first case on this.
Yeah.
It's no longer way off from us. So pay attention to what's around you. In the last 3 days, Candace, I don't know if you paid attention to this, 3,000 Mississippians have been diagnosed with COVID again.
No.
In 3 days.
I have not looked at the numbers, but I knew that it was ramping back up. I did know that. Now, from what I've been told, it was more cold-like symptoms, possible flu-like symptoms a little bit, but it was not as, it was easily recovered from.
Yeah.
Is what I've been told, unless something changes. But I don't think there's been a whole lot of deaths from it. Maybe it just they get sick and it doesn't last a real long time. But let's hope we don't get it though again.
Am I understanding Britt Gully has a birthday today? Happy birthday, Britt.
Yes.
Hope it's a big one there. That slipped up on me. This is a neat little thing that done. The owner of Raising Cane, you know the chicken place that you go through, that they've shrunk the chicken and it's now small.
Yeah.
It's not as big as it once was. But he's bought all of his employees a ticket to the jackpot. The Mega Millions is up to 810. He bought 50,000 lottery tickets and says if they win, he'll distribute it equally among all employees. And that's not
so
bad for
nice.
the office group to go in and do that. Doesn't often reach this big.
Yeah, because that would still be a good bit, I would
yeah.
imagine, for each employee.
$810 million. Y'all think about that. But you got a little office. I'm sure that a lot of people are pooling together and going, we'll
yeah.
split it.
Yeah, I'm sure. But he bought 50,000.
50,000 of them. So make sure to get yours. I think you got until Friday afternoon to get this. They draw for it Friday night. That's a bunch there.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would be so nice, wouldn't it?
It is. Did you see this about Taco Bell out in Dallas, Texas?
I did not.
You want to talk about something going wrong. And I mentioned this briefly this morning on the first show that I did. It was a lady that, and I don't know if she was raising Cain and being ugly or whatever, but she went into Taco Bell, her order was wrong, and she started arguing with the manager, and the manager threw hot water on her, scalding water.
Oh, my goodness.
She's been rushed to the hospital. It's very bad. I can smell the lawsuit from here.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine so. Goodness.
Why on earth would an employee do something like that? There's video of it on top of it. This is not, I think they did it. It is without a shadow of a doubt they threw water on the customer.
Debbie says tonight.
Is another drawing?
I don't know. I haven't checked.
Today, oh, you're right. Today is Tuesday. There is a drawing.
Tonight is the drawing.
They're right. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Debbie
You better
Alexander jumping on
rush
that.
out and get your tickets
Whoop.
today.
I almost made a mistake on that. We don't need that. I'm sure by now you've heard about the shooting that happened at the Dallas airport yesterday.
I did.
Career criminal is what we might add to that. She's had a lot of things mentioned before that she may have done wrong. That's something to pay attention to. Didn't expect that. As we look around at it, we find out now, and this was so shocking because she was so young, 58 years old. Hank Williams Jr.'s wife passed away not long ago. And we just kept being told it was a medical procedure. Now we find out more. She had gone to a doctor to have liposuction and a breast reduction. She
Had
was,
her implants removed. Yeah.
and they were checking on her and went back, and she was non-responsive, rushed her to a hospital, and she was pronounced dead there. Her lung collapsed.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, I'm not a medical doctor, so I don't know that procedure when you're doing that, how that affects your lung. But
Well, I mean, I would think that could be a scary thing because when it says that she was having breast implants removed, so I guess that they could have done something, that might have caused that. I don't know though.
awful, awful. We, again, pass along condolences to Hank Jr., all the family members. They've been married forever.
Yeah, it says her death was caused by an injury she suffered while under the knife. So, because that's very close to your lung area.
Yeah.
Rib cage, lung area.
I just don't
Goodness, that's
understand how
awful.
things like that go wrong. It collapses the lung, but awful. Now we know what went on.
Yeah. It's like Joan Rivers years ago when she had that plastic surgery and died. I don't know if she got too much anesthesia or what went wrong there, but it's always scary.
It is.
Fun.
I mentioned this morning about the life alert thing. If you don't have a life alert for somebody's elderly, it was somebody, I got this in Pennsylvania. Someone was trying to break into an elderly lady's home. She couldn't get to the telephone, but she had that little thing around her neck, and she hit that buzzer, and here come the cops.
Everybody comes running.
Yes.
Usually when you hit the button. Because my grandmother had one and she fell in the backyard one time and here come the police and the fire department and the ambulance and
The
everybody.
cavalry, so to speak.
Yeah, because they didn't know what was wrong. Usually there's a box in the house that they can tell, ask you questions through the speaker. But that's a smart thing she did, though.
It is. Debbie Gabriel tells us there was also a blood clot included in this thing with Hank Jr.'s wife. Whew, how sad that is.
Yeah.
We learned yesterday that we lose another actor from Goodfellas. A few months back we lost an actor, and he has passed away. Let's pull up his picture. You'll know him. He just looks like a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's got that look. He's really good at what he does.
He was a very good actor, yeah. Paul Sorvino.
So we've lost him. He was 83 years old. How that happens. And this
His
is the
daughter's also an actress.
Is she?
Mira Sorvino. I think her name's Mira Sorvino. I think that's her name. But yeah, she's played in several movies.
That's the
Really good
cast.
actor.
We just lost Ray right here a few months back.
Yeah.
And now we've lost this one. They played that movie was good. I remember it. Gave you a little insight of what goes on inside the mafia. I know all I want to know. I don't want to know more about them folks. This is, and we hope something becomes of this, because this captured America. And I think it was, if I remember right, it was 1996 when all this went down, somewhere right around in there. JonBenet Ramsey. Does anybody remember that name?
Yes.
The poor little girl that was murdered at her home. They never cracked the case. And her brother is urging officials to do DNA testing. And he claims, this is, and he's right. Mm-hmm. Times have changed. Now they could probably solve this by going back and doing DNA on everybody that was involved there.
Right. Yeah, they've, like I said yesterday, they've solved a lot of cold cases that they've pulled back up and solved them with DNA.
Let's hope that they would. I don't understand. And again, I'm not fluent on the latest on this case of why they haven't done this before now.
That was awful. Gosh, that was awful. I remember that.
They blamed the dad and the mother there for the longest.
I think there was even question about the brother at one time. Yeah.
And then in the end, they were all cleared. But I'm sure he wants answers. The mother and the father have passed away since then, haven't they?
The father has not, I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think the father has, but the mother has. I think she had cancer. But yeah.
There we go. So how much are you willing to go pay to see your favorite singer? Now, they're doing Ticketmaster kind of like an airplane ticket if on demand. If there's a little demand, then the tickets are cheaper. But would you pay, and I wouldn't because of who he is and what he stands for now, but Bruce Springsteen, tickets got as high as $5,000 for a show. Would you pay that to see that man?
No, I would not.
And that was their answer to it of, well, it's the rising cost of so many people want the tickets, so it drove it to $5,000.
I can imagine a lot of things I could buy with $5,000.
Elvis would have to be there before I would consider that. $5,000 for one concert. Y'all think about that.
Yeah.
Wow is all I can say.
Yeah.
That's a chunk of change. One of the most absolute worst night shows, it was on TBS, as we all watch comedians and people that do these nighttime talk shows where the language is just horrible the way they do. They've canceled one. She falls to this. The name of the show was Full Frontal, if that gives you any kind of indication of language that they might use on that show. They canceled it. She's out of a job. Samantha Bee is who was doing that show. Gone, canceled. She'd been there 7 years, believe it or not. Isn't he gone now?
Conan O'Brien?
Yeah, I think he's out of the picture. I think they put the stop on his show also.
Who is the other one that the Corbin guy? No, not him. The one that got caught with his workers in the
Steve Corbin, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know.
I thought so.
Okay. I don't know. He had some people caught was it in the White House or caught somewhere investigating?
Washington.
Somewhere in one of the buildings. And then, of course, they didn't get prosecuted.
No, of course that's not going to happen. Let's turn to talk about something you're going to have before today's over. Maybe a cold drink. Maybe you'd like some breakfast. Well, they got that going for you today at Maples One Stop. So many places to go. Now, if you're out in Causeyville right now, they got it served up with biscuits and a whole bunch of eggs this morning. You'll probably bump into a neighbor out there.
Yeah, looks really good.
Over at the Chevron station, you'll find that on St. Paul Street also. And they're going to have a great lunch. All that's going to be released here in just a little bit. Make sure to drop in and get yours today. They'll be glad to take care of you there. Loyalty Coffee Program, where that 6 cup of coffee doesn't cost you anything. Keep up with your card, and they'll take care of you there. Along with 2 liters and anything that might need for a snack. Maybe you need some trail mix today. They got a little bit of that in there. Also, pizza and a whole lot more there. You'll find that at Bonita and also out at Pine Springs. And if you're looking for that winning lottery ticket, it's there for you today for tonight's drawing.
Yeah. See
them along with some ice cream. You might want that since it's so hot. See them again from Bonita, Pine Springs, Causeyville, over to Last Chance on 493, Broadmoor, and 31st Avenue. See them today. That's Maples One Stop Shop. You'll be glad that you visit them. Drop in and see them.
Don't ask me no questions and purchase your tickets for the Skinner Brothers Band, a tribute to Leonard Skinner. Make the Temple Theater your sweet home on July 29th, along with local favorites Fuzzy Jones and the Roadhouse Atlanta. Call 601-693-5353 for tickets.
Those who appreciate the rewards of working hard and getting the job done right should know that Paris Tractor is now hiring. If you'd like to join the team that proudly represents the most dependable equipment in America, there's never been a better time. Paris Tractor and Meridian is hiring service technicians to add on to our growing team with a sign-on bonus. At Paris Tractor, we put our people first because we are more than a tractor store. Apply on our website under careers at paristractor.com.
One of the most important places to you is your home. That's why Patrick Allen Companies is proud to provide style, functionality, and security to your home. There's nothing quite like a well-designed overhead garage door or vinyl replacement windows, or the safety of a storm shelter to help your family feel protected. Patrick Allen offers doors and windows for commercial and industrial with dozens of innovative designs. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
Welcome back, Scotty Ray and Candace. And you claim that you've got a pillow that does this?
Yeah, you can buy pillows now that are cool, like they're cool to the touch at all times, and a blanket too. We've got one blanket that one side's for warmer weather, or for it stays cool, and the other side it stays warmer. So,
well, scientists are telling us that they've invented a mattress that kind of does that, and it tricks your body into falling to sleep a whole lot faster. Maybe worth checking into. I've always wanted those mattresses where you could hit the button and it raise up and all that, like a hospital bed. I ain't got one, but I'd like it. I just hear they might be expensive.
But isn't it nice, like when you have your sheets on, they're cool sheets, and you slide into the sheets and go to sleep. Yeah, especially if it's hot weather.
Yeah. They're saying now, and I think this is no shock to anybody, that half of Americans, especially the older one, just can't afford the way that America is going right now. On fixed incomes, they're not making ends meet. If you got a neighbor, check on them, make sure that they're okay. A lot of times people will not admit when they've got issues, and we all know people like that in our community. Check on them. Oh, yeah. Make sure they got plenty of food.
Because it is crazy how much groceries have gone up and different things have gone up. I mean, what normally would have cost $200 at the grocery store, like all your groceries. I mean, mine was like, it seemed like it was $100 more at the grocery store. So it's crazy how much they've gone up.
Texas Republicans are suing a law firm in Texas because the law firm paid for the entire staff to travel for abortions if they needed one. They're getting sued. We'll see how that comes out. That's a story to watch across there. Elon Musk, if I'm pronouncing his name right, says liar, liar, as they claim that he had an affair with a friend of his wife. He took a picture of him together with his best friend. He goes, didn't happen. You're a liar.
Yeah.
They've come back and said that you're lying. Who knows? But Elon says he didn't do it. That's a story or two to be dealt with there. As we watch this, will he be forced to buy Twitter or not? They're suing him. We'll see how that comes about, and they have to come up with this.
Huh. Yeah, I hadn't really figured that whole situation out. Like, did he do it intending on buying it, or did he just intend on doing what he's doing now? And
he got into it, and he's saying that all of your people are not real
bots.
people. Yeah,
they're
and
bots.
So he says, prove to me, and then I'll still buy it. We'd like to say thank you for y'all dropping by and being a part of this. We're already at the end of the hour.
That's right. And we hope you have a wonderful day today. See you back in the morning at 8 a.m. Be safe.
Absolutely. Again, today's high is going to be about 94, heat index 101.
Goodness.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.